If you've been following the channel, you know that I absolutely love powerful gaming handhelds. But after a long day, I really do not want to think anymore. And now you might be wondering what the two things have to do with each other, and I'll get there. But let me tell you beforehand that besides running this channel, I have a full-time job that already takes most of my time and energy. And my wife and I recently got what might be the ultimate accessory. And no, that isn't a new gaming system. Actually, my wife and I had a baby, which means very little sleep, zero patience, and basically no mental energy left. And besides changing everything literally, it also changed the amount of time that I have to game. And after the calls, the emails, decisions, responsibilities at work, and now changing diapers on top of that, the last thing I want is another system demanding more from me. By that, I mean Windows updates, drivers, Proton tweaks, graphic settings, frame limits, whatever. All that can be really fun when I have the energy, but not when I don't. Then it stops being a hobby and it actually turns into a chore. And then it hit me. What I want right now is relief. And that's exactly where the Switch 2 fits. I got mine on release day, and the excitement and hype were huge, and after the honeymoon phase, honestly, I thought, meh. It didn't really wow me. It didn't make me want to dive into the settings or test any limits, mostly because there wasn't much to test. The game selection early on wasn't exactly thrilling, and for once I felt something I almost never feel when getting new hardware. I got buyer's remorse. And then things changed. New baby, broken sleep, days that blur together, moments where even small decisions suddenly feel very heavy. One evening, almost out of habit, I picked up the Switch 2. I had no expectations, I had no energy, and something just clicked. I didn't set up anything, I didn't tweak anything, I didn't troubleshoot, I just played. 15 minutes of bliss. And that's when I realized something very important about this. The Switch 2 isn't about raw power or endless customization. Its whole philosophy is actually dead simple. You turn it on, the game works, you play, and that's it. The hardware actually fits that idea perfectly as well. And I know that some of you are going to say, yeah, but the screen, it isn't an OLED. I know, but it's a 7.9-inch 1080p screen that is very bright, it's clear, it's comfortable, and after a minute you actually forget you're even holding hardware. Joy-Cons, they're not the most premium controllers that you're going to get on the market for sure, but I didn't have any problems with them. Even though they aren't Hall effect, they connect instantly, they work. I slapped on mine a JSOX mod case, and that completely fixed the grip and the comfort for me, and it still docks perfectly. So honestly, I turned the only problem I had, which was the grip and the comfort, into a non-issue. That was a real game changer for me. By the way, I've got a link down below. If you want to get one, you know that you're supporting the channel. And right now, what I like to do with the Switch 2 is I like to grab it and just play for a few quiet minutes on my own. And if I want to dock it, I can do that in seconds as well. And suddenly my wife and I were playing Mario Kart on the TV while the little one is sleeping. And there's no setup, no patches nagging me, no drama. And that matters way more than specs. And this isn't just about Nintendo exclusives anymore when it comes to games, because up until November, I'll be honest, the games weren't exactly mind-blowing. Something like Donkey Kong Bonanza, that's genuinely one of the most fun games of 2025 for me. Great game. But beyond that, things have really changed. Now you got ports. For example, Hogwarts Legacy, played a lot of that. Fortnite, Red Dead Redemption, Street Fighter, Star Wars Outlaws, Grid Legends, which just came out. They run stable, they're polished, they're enjoyable, and you don't need tweaking. So especially Outlaws and Grid, they are really genuinely impressive on this hardware. And, well, are these the best looking versions of these games? Well, probably not, but they still look great. And most importantly, they're actually consistent. And I don't need the best looking version of a game. I need the version that I actually finish. And believe me, right now, even finishing a game can feel like a challenge. Now, just to be clear, if you love tweaking, modding and squeezing every last frame out of your device, handheld PCs are incredible. This just isn't the season for me. That's plain as that. Another big criticism I always hear about the Switch 2 is game pricing. And I know that $60, sometimes $70 is really high and that stings. But I came to a conclusion where I say I'd rather buy one focused game I actually complete than buying 10 cheaper ones that just pile guilt into my backlog. I think that kids maybe understand that more instinctively. One game, you play it, you enjoy it, you finish it. Adults, we kind of forgot about that. And then there's that discussion about the keycards and the digital downloads, and I get that completely. If you're a collector, that can be very annoying, but for me, I'll be honest, it's not an issue. I'm playing, I'm not collecting, that's just the way I vibe. Then the UI, well, that's basic. That's good for me because it just gets me to the game fast. And the battery life, well, we knew from the beginning that it isn't great because it's not a big battery. But honestly, I mostly play near a plug anyway, or docked, and the fact that it doesn't have an OLED screen, well, once I'm in the game, I actually stop caring about what this isn't. And that is, to be honest, the whole point. At around $450-ish to $500 or euros, this is still the cheapest entry into a complete modern gaming system. Handheld PCs, even the Steamdeck, they cost more when you buy them new. And other consoles, including the Steamdeck, they demand a lot more setup. Here you pay less upfront and you think less over time. And that's why the Switch 2 clicks for me right now. No option overload, no trying to impress you with features. You pick it up, you play, you enjoy. No tinkering, no setup, no thinking. And if that sounds boring or bad, well, cool. Because for me right now, this feels like freedom. And if you want gaming that actually fits real life, not just hardware hype, feel free to stick around. And actually, I'm genuinely curious to hear from you where you land. Are you just play or full control? Let me know down below. As usual, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.